Hi everyone, it's Paul here. I hope everyone's doing well. In the 2 years that I've been looking up on silver, on YouTube, I've come across a lot of videos that talk about hyperinflation and that you should prepare by collecting silver and gold and things like that. And I've seen a lot of comments about what is the point in collecting silver and gold? What are you going to turn it into? So I thought, well, that's given me the opportunity to do this video because I'm going to answer that question, but at the same time it'd be interesting to see if I'm looking at hyperinflation, you know, in the right way. I mean, fortunately the UK isn't experiencing it, but we were on paper money like the rest of the world. So there's nothing to say that hyperinflation wouldn't ever come to the UK. So the question obviously is, that I've heard, what is the point in collecting silver and gold, and what are you going to be turning it into? Now, my answer to that would be you wouldn't really be turning it into anything because, you could turn it into paper money, but then the currency's being hyperinflated. But then you could say, well, that's just giving you the option to be able to purchase the hyperinflated prices. But, for me, I wouldn't actually be turning it into anything. I'd actually be using it as a form of payment or, a form of trading. Now, you're probably thinking, well, okay, Paul, you said about payment, what is the difference between taking, say, $50 out of your pocket, or a £50 note out of your pocket to buy a loaf of bread that would cost $50, in a hyperinflation scenario, than taking $50 worth of gold out of your pocket? You're still using that same $50 or £50 to purchase that same product. And I hate to say this, and I know it's a pretty bold kind of thing to say, but I think that at that stage, when you're presented with $50 for a loaf of bread, people wouldn't be buying it. I think at that stage you'd be rioting and looting and just, survival of the fittest, I suppose. But I also think at that point, that people who have prepared with silver and gold and food and storage would be transported back to, well, I suppose what I could only be described as, the dawn of civilization. You'd be trading amongst yourselves. So like you say, you've got John down the road who owns a farm. You'd be taking your silver coins, your silver bars, your grams or whatever down to him to purchase things like chickens, eggs, meat, stuff like that. So you would do your shopping that way, because I think that shops obviously at that point would be kind of wiped out, not wiped off the map, but obviously people wouldn't be going to them, they'd just be trading amongst themselves. But the other part of preparing as well for hyperinflation, as I just sort of mentioned, is actually storing up on food and water. Stuff that would actually keep you alive. And, for me, what I would be doing as well in that situation would actually have my stockpile of food and water and actually have 80% of that to myself and actually use 20 or 25%, whatever you wanted to do, but use say 20-25% in order to sell to create an income. So it's very similar to what we do today. We buy using paper money, but we buy something for a minimum amount and we sell it at a profit, and we call it, obviously you can use that profit as a form of income. Now that's my video. That might sound pretty obvious to some people, but I think a lot of people automatically assume that people who are collecting silver and gold in a hyperinflation scenario are automatically going to be turning it into fiat currency. And I think, like I said, yes, you could be using your fiat currency in order to pay for these hyperinflated goods, but I think a lot of people are automatically thinking that you're using it to be able to create, a wealthy investment, an income, which obviously in that case you're not going to be able to do, because the money that you do make is obviously going to go into shopping and paying these hyperinflated prices. So really, just to sort of kind of summarise, to answer that question, what is the point of collecting silver and gold and what you're going to turn it into, my answer to that is nothing. You're going to be able to use that to give you the option and the power to be able to trade and buy, or should I say trade, amongst other people who have also prepared. So that's my video. I hope that's made sense. I hope that's not gone on too long. Obviously, please, let me know if I've missed a few things out. I'm sure I probably have, but that's how I would prepare for hyperinflation, and that's how I would answer that question. You know, what is the point? So until the next video, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and all links to my Twitter account if you want to follow me on there and stuff will be in the description bar. So until the next video, thanks for watching. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you later.